Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So for this week's episode, I'm going to talk about judgment because we all do it, we're all guilty of it, and we should all stop. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right in. When I was a kid, my grandparents on my dad's side didn't give a damn about me. They didn't like me. They didn't care about my mom. They thought that my mom was a harlot because she had been married beforehand and had a child and was divorced. So my dad really picked a tramp, and therefore they just had no intention of ever getting to know me, ever getting to be around me. They just didn't care. I didn't really care as a kid because I did grow up with my grandparents on my mom's side who adored me and loved me and gave me so much love. So, I really didn't care, but I'm lucky that I had that because not every kid had that support with other grandparents. Anyway, I digress. These people never gave me a Christmas card. They never showed any support. They never showed up to any kind of anything. I never spent holidays with them. I just didn't know them. And it was all because of my mom's previous divorce, which sounds insane, right? It sounds insane, but it is so real to people. People and their commitment to their version of God. That is what is like wild, because their version of God is not God. God is love. God wants a unique individual relationship with every single one of us, right? God is not judging at all. And it makes me sad because it's like God has this narrative going around town where he's like this aggressor who is pretty much like the judge standing up there on his podium in a big white wig, wagging his finger at us like, you really screwed up this life. And that's just not the case. God chose to live life through you. God chose you because you are a unique individual. And God picked you because he knew, he, she, it, whatever you want to call God, God knew that you were going to be able to succeed in this life to get from point A of your soul's growth to point B of your soul's growth in this experience called humanity. That's it. We have overcomplicated God. We've really made him small, which is really depressing. I think if we think about like that negative lens that people have painted, it only makes sense that it was done to kind of create a sense of control. And that's centuries old. I mean, like, fear is the number one way to get people to fall in line, right? Fox News, CNN, whatever you subscribe to, like if you turn it on, there's usually not positive messages being conveyed. It's usually pretty negative about our current climate, about wars, about all these pretty bad things. You're not seeing these incredible stories flash across your screen about how so-and-so raised $1 million for the church's fundraiser and it's all going to cancer research and da-da-da. You don't hear that. We're hearing terrible stories. And it's not to say, throw your blinders up and ignore the negative things that are happening in the world. Life is about duality. We are going to have good things happen in life. We are going to have bad things happen in life. When we signed up for this journey, we signed up to experience duality. So some of us signed up for hard lives. For example, some of us have been victim to abuse. Some of us have been victim to neglect. Some of us have been victim to, drug addiction. But that doesn't mean that you cannot and won't experience the opposite end of that. And everything is a choice and everything was designed by you. And I know that doesn't feel right? And I know that it doesn't feel good because why would you choose such a crappy life? But again, this is all perspective and about taking personal responsibility and about taking accountability for your life and creating that change within you to get you out of that negative situation, to get you away from that bad place, because you don't have to just have that life. You can if that's what you commit yourself to. If you commit yourself to addiction, that's what you'll receive, right? these are all choices, but you can also commit to healing. And when you commit and switch that pendulum, because the pendulum swings both ways, right? When you commit and you swing that pendulum to the direction of healing, your life changes from the moment you decide that. I know it doesn't seem real, and I know it doesn't seem great, because again, this world is a very dense and sticky place. And honestly, I hate being human. I hate it. But I chose to be here. So I have to believe that I chose to experience not only the bad, but also the good. It doesn't matter what you decide to do in life, as long as it aligns with the highest vibration of love. That is where you will find peace. That is where you will find joy. That is where you will find acceptance. But it all starts with you first, and recognizing that you are the change that you want to see. You have to create that within yourself in order to experience the opposite end of things. And some people are like, yeah, well, my life has been nothing but shit. Okay. Choose the opposite of shit then, and start doing things for yourself. Change your mindset. Start waking up. Start doing affirmations. Start doing things that make you feel better. Whether it's creating movement in the body, whether it's picking up a new hobby, whether it's leaning into your passions. Oh, my passions are dumb. Who cares? Again, there's this like veil of judgment, I think, that we always cast. We always think that we know better than other people. We always think that, someone's better than us. We're judging and we're being judged, and we have no right. I am no better than the guy in prison down the block, right? I am no better than the drug addict. I am no better than the homeless man living behind the dumpster. And I'm no better than them. And they're no better than me. We are all equals here. We decide when someone's better when we give them status because of financial status, or, Becky with the good hair, or whoever. But it doesn't make them any better in all actuality. And by the way, when celebrities die, okay, let's just say, for example, that a major celebrity passes away. They're not treated as a major celebrity in the afterlife. They're just treated as Joe Schmo, because we are all Joe Schmoes experiencing this life and world together on our own individual paths. So what happened to get you here today? All right. Before you agreed to incarnate, you and God and your soul team, because you have a team, came up with a loose blueprint, a loose outline of what you would like this life to look like. And this is all for spiritual growth, okay? Picture life as a video game. When you complete one level, you move up to the next level, okay? So you created this loose little outline, loose blueprint with places to edit along the way. It wasn't very strict, but it made enough sense for you to kind of mold your way through what you kind of want for this path to get you to your next phase in your soul's growth and expansion, okay? Everything is subject to change, everything, because God gave all of us here the freedom of choice. That was the biggest gift we could have ever been given. So you truly are behind the driver's seat in life. You choose to go to that job that you hate every day. You choose that. So I think a lot of us sometimes can fall victim to our choices, because sometimes I get wrapped up in work, for example. I don't love my job. I used to, but I don't love it anymore. And sometimes it bothers me when I sit there and I think, I'm sitting here showing up to this place, listening to other people tell me what to do for money. This is so stupid. But girlfriend's got to eat. So I choose to wake up and go to this job. Because I choose that, I have to recognize that I can't be a jerk to people, because I've chosen to show up there. I've chosen to do this work. I've chosen and decided that that's my path, right? For right now. I can also choose something else. I can choose to quit if I want. I can choose another job. I can choose to apply other places. So you have to just take accountability for your choices. So if you're going to choose to do something like a drug that could ruin your life, that is your choice, right? So you have to choose with the repercussions. I apologize, backtrack, not choose the repercussions. You have to have accountability for any repercussions that come for your choices. And that's the balance, because the pendulum swings. There has to be balance. There has to be light. There has to be dark. There's yin, there's yang. There's the good, there's the bad, right? There's a high vibration, there's a low vibration. Everything is a result of our choices. Everything exists on this planet as a result of our choices. So make sure that you're choosing things that align with your highest version of the best version of yourself. Make sure that you're choosing things that make you feel good inside, feel whole inside, feel complete inside, make you feel uplifted. But if you don't, that's fine. It's okay. It's okay if you have days off where you want to choose to sit around all day and not do a damn thing and play on your phone for 7 hours of the day. It doesn't matter. You just have to have responsibility and accountability for what you do choose. And back off of other people too. Like, back off of other people and their decisions and their choices. You know, you can be sad for someone if they don't choose something that helps them, and that's okay. And you can have boundaries around people who don't always choose the highest road. You know, I don't want to surround myself with people who aren't trying to become the best versions of themselves. And I've had to let some people, you know, kind of fall on the back burner in my life, friends, family, you name it. But that's okay. I'm not mad at them for their decisions, and I don't think I'm better than them because they've decided to go a different direction in life. It just means that we are not necessarily on the same page. We're not necessarily aligning. So I'm going to choose to move elsewhere, but also still have love for these people and have love for who they've been to me and how, you know, we have history together, whatever. But I'm not angry at them. I don't get mad at my friends for choosing to go back to their boyfriends for the 1,000th time when their boyfriends are jerks. It doesn't matter to me. It's not my life. It's not my boyfriend. And if I want to be a good friend, a supportive friend, I can be there for my friend if she needs me. But you cannot judge people based off of what they do. A lot of times, I think that's like one of my number one examples, is a lot of times people have the nerve to have a say in, you know, a friend who's struggling in a relationship, and, oh, you know, well, her boyfriend, he's such a jerk, and you know, he's cheated on her, and she keeps going back to him, and, you know, we all are tired of it. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, it's not your life. You're not going back to that boyfriend, and you can feel sad that that's like what your friends decided, that her self-worth, you know, this is really a self-worth issue with your friend, but like, it's not your place to judge her. It's your place as a friend to be there for her, but you can create boundaries if it does start to mentally weigh on you. But it's not your place to call her good or bad. Her decisions are her decisions, because that's her life path. So I think we are just a little too caught up in the sauce of life, and I think that we are somewhat encouraged to judge people based off the media, based off of just certain encounters in life. I mean, you watch court TV, Judge Judy, she's the best, but like, right, she's judging people, and it's a sticky, tough situation to be in, because we're all guilty of it. I am guilty of it. I'm guilty of judging friends for doing things that I didn't think aligned with where I would go in life, right? But it's something that I'm trying to put a hard stop on. And I'm trying not to judge myself in the process, because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. And I think that it's just easier to point the finger than taking a look within and looking at where you maybe necessarily haven't always been the best to you or to other people. So trying not to make this a rant. I've honestly recorded this video like 100 times and it wasn't coming out the way I needed it to. So I hope this translates well to others. And I hope that you know that this message is filled with love and that I'm here for anyone. If you're ever struggling, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I can help find support for you anytime, any place. If you know someone who is struggling, please don't turn a blind eye to them. People who ask for help are asking for help because they need help. So just remember that. I love you all. If you would like to subscribe, that would mean the world to me. I said like and subscribe. I tripped over that word. It's been a week. It has been a week. Anyway, love you all so much. Send this video to someone who you think it may help. Until next week.